Hello everybody, welcome back to Fumi'S Red Carpet Fashion Police. This episode is going to be the Grammys. I have been waiting to do this particular episode, so exciting, because literally everybody on the red carpet was waiting for Beyonce ever since she announced that she was expecting twins. It has been hoopla, it has been drama, it has been where is she, this, that and the other. The Grammys was so much fun this year, and of course the red carpet was ablaze. So let me give you a head start. These are creative artists and we love them so very much because of the music that they create. When I look back at the favorite times in my life, it's triggered with a song, and these are creative geniuses. So of course their outlet is going to come out in their clothes, and it is never the norm. It's always crazy, it's always out there, it's always front and center, and as far as I'm concerned, I prefer to accept them like that because they give us music, they give us lifetime memories with those beautiful songs that they sing and become, you know, super hit wonders. Yeah? Alright, so these are the Grammys, my loves. Let's get the engine started. So the first category is going to be fabulous, darling, just fabulous. And then the second category is going to be interesting. And then we have I just don't understand. Okay? Yes? All right. So without any further ado, let us start. Demi Lovato in Julian McDonald. Loved the dress. I loved the backlessness of it. I thought she was very fabulous. It was very crochet, and I just thought she looked very, very glam, and the knit in front of it just accentuated the sexy. Let us put it like that. It showed nothing and then it showed everything, and I just thought she looked very well put together and she looked very glamorous. I haven't seen her on the red carpet in a while, and I just love her. She's got such a voice, a powerful voice, and it was great to see her glam on the red carpet. Laverne Cox in custom BRYAN HEARNS. Gorgeous. It was one of those times where I saw her and I just did not think transgender. She looked 100% woman. I loved the safety pins on the side. It gave a great updated spin on the Versace dress so many years ago that Hugh Grant's girlfriend wore, Elizabeth Hurley. I just thought very fabulous, very rock and roll. It had the leather, it had the detail, it was very streamlined. She looked absolutely fantastic, and she had that gorgeous smoky eye, and I just thought, loved you, girlfriend, loved you Laverne in this. She looked fabulous from head to toe. That dress was so simple, at the same time it was absolutely daring because it had the opened panels on the side, so it showed and it didn't show. You knew she wasn't wearing underwear in this, but it was okay. These are the Grammys, and you know what? It looked fabulous for the red carpet. I loved it. Then we had HEIDI KLUM in PHILIPP PLEIN. Gorgeous. She's got legs for days. Loved it. Cute little mesh silver dress. She had her platform shoes on. The hair was gorgeous. The makeup was gorgeous. It's a hit and miss with HEIDI. It really depends. And she looked relaxed. She looked fun. She looked easy. I just loved her in this dress. It was so easy and it was so simplistic. At the same time, it was badass. It was really badass, and I was like, HEIDI, gorgeous. She's put on a little itty bitty bit of weight. She had that tan. She looked wholesome. There was nothing bad about this look. I loved it. I loved it with the platform heels. Platforms are easier to wear than the pointed heels. I wish that she could have worn like a fabulous Louboutin pointed heel. Having said that, she still looked great. She still looked great. She still looked fabulous. Everything in detail. I loved this mesh. It was a good choice for you, HEIDI. Good job, darling. Good job. Always lovely to see you on the red carpet. Carrie Underwood in ELIE MADI. Red on the red carpet is tricky, but this works because it's got embellishments and it's got that 3D effect. So it's got the lace and it's got the detail. It's got that gorgeous cutout. She looked fantastic. I loved her hair. I loved the highlights in it. She looked fabulous. And it was a high slit with the long sleeves. So it was balanced out. This is a red. This is a Russian red. And it was very bloody in a good way. I liked it. I really did. Skylar Grey in Mario Dici. Simplicity is always key. It will take you right through. It will never disappoint. I loved the high neck. I loved the detail, the button down all the way, and she stopped right over the crotch and showed off her tattoo. I was like, you know what? This is the Grammys. This is how you can do it. And still, it was so beautiful. It was so elegant. I want this dress. I would rock this dress. It was gorgeous. I loved her, the detail with her hair slicked back, with the earrings. This worked for me. And I just thought, Skylar Grey, I will be watching out for you. You looked fabulous. CHRISSY Teigan, love her. Roberto Cavalli, she looked gorgeous. I love the stitch. I love the detail in the waist. I love the hair. I just love her in this dress. Very elegant. And I know she's such a fun girl that loves to play around, but when she comes to the red carpet, more often than not, she nails it. She just nails it, you know? And I just thought she looked very smoky. She looked very bronze and golden, and I just loved the way she presented herself on the red carpet in this dress. It worked. It's the Grammys, and still she had that essence of elegance. Essence of elegance. Loved her. Celine Dion in Zuhair Murad. Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. That emerald green, you know I love emerald green. Again, the detail, fabulous. Deep V, high slit on the side, snatched in with a belt, with a solid green belt, just to, you know, break it up a little bit. I am so happy to see her on the red carpet. It's been tough for her. She's lost the love of her life. She knew her husband since she was 12 years old, and you know, I can imagine to lose the half of you. It's tough. So it's great to see her on the red carpet. It's great to see her coming in with power. Zuhair Murad seldom misses it when it comes to design. He is a biggie for me for the red carpet. And as far as I'm concerned, she looked fantastic from head to toe. Welcome back, Celine. Great to see you. Then we had Giuliana Rancic, and she was in Celia Critharotti. Loved the dress. I thought it was so gorgeous. Like Heidi Klum, it was all about the legs. It was covered on top, and it was just to show the legs with the heel. Now remember when I was saying that I would have loved to see Heidi in a pointed heel just to really finish off that look all the way down? Guess what? Giuliana did it in this look. She nailed it down to a T. Loved her hair. Loved the way that she had it whispering to the side. She put a little bit of weight and it looks good. I loved the ruffles at her neck, and I'm pointing this out for somebody else further down. It worked for her. She's a taller girl. She's got a little bit of neck. She can go with that. It can be a hit or miss because you have to know your body. You got to know your neck. And in this instance, she went all the way up to the neck, right below the bottom, and it was all legs from there. Gorgeous. Gorgeous girl. And you know what? This is also one of my favorite looks that I have seen on her. And the last but not least in this category was Miss Beyonce. Yes, darling, she missed the red carpet, and I am not surprised. I mean, that would have been giving too much away. She showed up on stage and she was wearing Peter Dundas. Peter Dundas is a Norwegian designer, and he was a designer for the creative house of Pucci before he moved over to Roberto Cavalli. He's left Roberto Cavalli, and that's why I said that Beyonce is in Peter Dundas. And she looked sensational. What is the big hoopla about Beyonce? What is all of this about everybody wanting to see Beyonce? What is this that, oh my God, you know what? It was a Beyonce show and the Grammys were invited to attend. I tell you, let me really break this down for you because I've got the time. Here we go. Let's go do a little flashback. Beyonce was pregnant with Blue. Yes? And she looked gorgeous. I think it was the Grammys that she showed her tummy, I'm expecting, again on stage. She had an exclusive with Oprah Winfrey. It was there that she let the world know that she had miscarried before Blue. So Blue's pregnancy was extra special, super special. Then there was this scandalous, in my book, rumor, so disgusting, so distasteful, that Beyonce was faking her pregnancy. Now this is going to be a little bit of sister to sister here. Ladies, always be your sister's keeper. That is a disgusting rumor. And I know a lot of people carried on with this. Since when were you gynecologists or specialists in the fertility department? What a lie. What a lie. And you can imagine for Beyonce to go through this, to hear this, it was so ridiculous because she bent a certain way at an interview, so she was faking her pregnancy or whatever. Why do we women do this to each other? Why would you continue with that gossip, with that rumor, and feed the life into it? She's a creative artist, and Beyonce kept quiet. I'm sure it hurt her right to her bone. And she takes the power of her voice, of the platform she has, and she brought it out in Lemonade. Yes, she did. So this time around, after 5 years of having Blue, nobody said anything. We didn't know. The last time we knew, she was on tour with Lemonade. She presented a photo shoot because she said, Jay-Z, wait a minute, photo shoot, call everybody. I want these people to know that this is not a fake pregnancy. That was the message. That is why today, Instagram, she has the highest likes for a picture of over 10 million likes, because this time around, she was ready for all of you all. She said, you know what? This is what they said the last time. I'll be ready for you. And that is why she has gone on a PR rampage. Any opportunity that she has to show that bump, she will show that bump, because of how she was accused the first time around when she was carrying Blue. And so she comes on stage, and with her former song, Bow Down, B-I-T-C-H-E-S, it was to all of you all that accused her of not being pregnant with Blue. I got it. I said, you know what, Beyonce? I hear you, sister. And she looked fantastic in Peter Dundas. Don't ever treat your fellow sister like that. We have to stand together. We have to stand together. Don't feed rumors. Don't feed gossip. I can do a whole episode on gossip, current affairs or whatever. I choose not to feed on it because it is not fact. When it is fact, when you're spoken to her gynecologist, when you're spoken to her doctor, and you've seen all of the scans, then you come back to me and let me know. And even then, support your sisters. It can happen to you. You don't know. There you go. She's pregnant with twins. Yeah? So this was my take on Beyonce. Good girl. Loved it. Bow down, bitches. And yes, they did. Oh, God. So now we're going to the men. The man that I loved, I just loved this. John Legend in Gucci. Loved the bow tie, loved the shirt. It was so gorgeous. It was very much a muted mauvey peachy pink. And it was so unexpected with the rosy detail and the flower detail. You know what I love about certain men? That they can be in tune with their femininity. They can embrace it and they become even more masculine because of it. I felt that there are a lot of men that would not go in this direction, but he embraced it and he looked fabulous. And like I said, it was the Grammys. It was so cute. It was so fun. It was very chocolatey and champagne. I love color. I love color on anyone. And I just thought this was the right amount of touch of color for him. He looked fabulous. Now we're going to move over to the interesting category. Lady Gaga in custom chrome hearts. She was in her element. She's back home. This is who she is. And at the end of the day, this is what rock and roll Grammys is all about. It was interesting. At the same time, it wasn't unexpected. This is Lady Gaga. This is Lady Gaga. Loved the tattoo in the back. It was like a big eagle with wings. And for me, I guess that expresses freedom. That expresses control. That expresses the fact that she's empowered. She empowers herself. I think she gave a fantastic performance at the Super Bowl. Good for her. She's got the boobs. They are not down on her waist yet. The only thing that I will say, you should have worn this high panty at the Super Bowl. You should have worn it. This was what would have worked, and you would have been fabulous there as well. As far as I'm concerned, you understand me, she's done the platform high heel boots. Fishnets are very much in. I've also ordered myself a pair for Ula. Yes, yes, yes. Wore it on Valentine's. Hey, it was hot up in here. Steaming hot. Back to Gaga. Love the glasses, love the pink hair, love the leather. It was interesting because it's not your norm. I prefer for her to show her bosom than for Madonna to show her bottom. What can I say? I thought it was interesting. Lady Gaga, you never disappoint. Rihanna in Armani Privé. First up, I was surprised that Armani even did this. Not so much that Rihanna wore this. I love the skirt. I have a skirt in this. It's champagne, beautiful, buoyant, bouncy, long, dramatic. I would have loved if she wore a t-shirt. Simple racer back skinny t-shirt, white, black, blue, orange, whatever. She wore this top to show her tattoos. Like, we've not seen these tattoos before. I think that the top threw off the entire look. Interesting, pretty girl, gorgeous hair, gorgeous makeup. I love her tattoos. I just didn't care for the top. The top threw it off. The skirt was gorgeous, cinched in at the waist. You could have just worn a t-shirt with this. You could have worn a t-shirt that said slash. It didn't work with this thingy that you have. You understand me? This kind of bralette. That's what I would call it, a bralette. Didn't make sense to me. Interesting for those that care. Interesting, Katy Perry and Tom Ford. I loved the mesh sequence. I loved that liquid gold, rose gold, bronze, black sequence that he does. It was half fabulous. And when I saw her, I only saw the top of her. So I thought it was a mini, it was a midi, it was a knee length, it was a long. I just thought it flowed all the way down until I saw that she had killed about 20 chickens, or should I say Tom, and attached it to the dress. It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. There was no waist. They could have had a zip all the way in the back to cinch in the waist. Had they cinched in the waist and they had given more buoyancy to the bottom of this dress with the feathers, it would have made sense. It didn't make sense like this. It just didn't. And I think that Katy Perry knew herself. So she was like, kind of like, yeah, I'm here, and what? She couldn't give the full drama because she didn't have the drama to bring it with. That was the problem with this dress. I always said, stylist, you get the dress, you have the alterations, you can't alter it, make it custom by the designer. Do not bring your client a big name on the red carpet because it falls on you and it falls on her, and then you begin to question Tom Ford, Katy Perry, not understanding. This was interesting because it was halfway done. It was almost as if she hiked up the sequin dress and jumped into a feathered skirt. Didn't know which one was going to work. Hey, let me just hit the red carpet. At least I'll stay warm and I can do everything underneath. It didn't make sense. It did not make sense. Very interesting, don't you think? Tell me your thoughts down below. This is my humble opinion. What can I say? Then we have Taraji P. Henson and Marc Jacobs. The dress looked tight. It was as if she bought it from somebody else. She got the invitation very late. She got it that day. She really didn't have time to put a stylist together or anybody together, but she wanted to show up. Why not? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she just showed up in this ruffled, tight, scrunchy shouldered dress that was too short, and it even tells she was uncomfortable because she had her hands trying to pull the skirt down on the red carpet. The ultimate homage to being uncomfortable. She did it herself. I did not understand this move number at all. Having said that, her makeup was gorgeous, very clean, very pristine. I've seen her with better hairstyles. Did not get it. I just did not get it. I was like, this is so interesting. I mean, even her character on the show dresses better than this. Where's the fly? Where's the drama? Where's the grandiose? Did not get it. And you see, she's got fantastic legs. Unlike Heidi Klum, Unlike, who else was I talking about? Yes, Julian Rancic. Those two did it and it looked fabulous. Taraji fell short, and you know I love my sister, but this was not working for her. Interesting. Solange in Gucci. Wow. Hello, sunshine. The hair, it was almost as if the curls were fantastic. Let me start there. The curls were fantastic, lovely bouncy curls. I just don't know what style she was trying to get out of the hair, because it looked like it was just, you know, with a comb here, there, and that's it. It didn't have structure to me, or it didn't have freedom to me. I loved the color of this dress. It was everything. It was so power. It was metallic. It was like a greenish gold. I loved the flounce of it. I loved the one shoulder of it. I loved the long dress. I loved the pleats. Here was the only thing. The peplum detail was unnecessary. They could have taken that out again to the stylist, ripped it out, and put a belt in its place. The same color, you could have even put black, you could have even put a different shade of gold, or even like a bronzy, rusty gold. This dress would have been fire. The peplum was too much. For a slim girl like her, it still added weight. It was not necessary. It was not necessary. Loved her makeup, clean, because the dress was so dramatic. It had pleats, it had flounce, it had fishtail, it had the drama for the red carpet. And again, the gold was everything. It was the peplum detail in the waist. And you can see there's an elastic band there. They should have cut it off. As a stylist, and I'm blaming the stylist here because Solange is an artist. We hire you to do your job. Do your job. This was not working, and that's what made it interesting. Sadly so. Again, pointed shoes. Pointed shoes to lengthen and elongate the leg, the foot. The lucite wasn't necessary. It really wasn't. And I'm sure they were trying to look for a shoe, no color, and keep it all streamlined. You can do that with a flesh-toned Louboutin. Alrighty. Then we had Hazley, who described her silky blue Christian Wijanat suit as a little TLC and a little Alaya, homage to TLC, the group, and Alaya, the late Alaya. So for that, Halsey, I love you. Loved it. She can get away with it because she's got a small bust. I loved the necklace. So interesting. And the color was gorge. The color was pow-wow. It was too long. I know it's an homage to TLC, but update it. We're not in 2007, we're in 2017. Stylist, please take note. It was too long for her arms. It was too long down where we didn't see the shoes. We didn't see her leg length. It just looked slouchy. And I wanted glamour. And I know that it's rock and roll, and I know that it's Grammys, but I don't want this girl to fall down on the red carpet. Everything else was lovely. Grammys is daring. It is not the norm. It's not what you and I would wear on a day-to-day. Where would I go? Where would Ola allow me to go without a bra? Let's start there. It doesn't matter whether I want to. Where would you go? But you can do this at the Grammys. You understand? The thing is that let it be sharp. Let it be sharp. Let it be powwow. So Halsey, great job. But you need to tweak it a little bit in the size detail. And that would have been fabulous. So yeah, interesting. So now we're going to go into the worst dress category because you know what? It wasn't interesting. It wasn't funny. It wasn't anything. It was basically why. And we have Girl Crush. Girl Crush in a no-name costume was wearing balls on her skirt with a pink bralette. It wasn't even well detailed because at the bottom you can see how it was pulling and you can see how it wasn't stitched properly. It was even beginning to fall apart. I don't have anything. The designers won't give me any of their dresses. So I made this and I came to the red carpet. It was the ultimate fail, honey. I am so sorry. I have a crush on you. I just don't have it on your dress. And the final thing, I'm sure all of you are asking, how did she sit down? What makes you think she had a sit-down invitation? Standing at the back. Yeah, that's what it looked like. Worst dress male, CeeLo. All in gold. I didn't get it. I just don't understand. Why? Weren't you hot? Weren't you uncomfortable? What was this all about? Maybe he wanted attention because that's what he got. He was all over the place. He was just scaring guests on the red carpet. That is not rock and roll. That is not Grammys. That's not fabulous. He's been doing this quite a lot. Look at him in the black outfit. Okay, so now we're going to go into the final category, and it is the best dressed at the Grammys. Best dressed male was Designer. I loved it. Panda. That was my hit summer song throughout summer 2016. I loved it. In vintage, Giorgio Armani, minus the shirt, all the tattoos, draped in chains, smiling, looking gorgeous. I just thought this is what the Grammys is all about. This is what the Grammys is all about. And he was in his element. I just thought, in fact, you know what? I was kind of surprised. I was like, Designer? You were in vintage? Giorgio Armani? Fabulous. Love that purple aubergine. He hit the nail on the head. Loved it. And of course, Designer. Hello, Panda. Love that song. Designer. Yes. Okay. And then best dressed female at the Grammys was none other, Jennifer Lopez in Ralph and Russo. I loved this dress. I loved it on her. Jennifer Lopez, thank you very much, Sunshine, for always bringing the drama. I thought you looked fantastic in this lilac flowing dramatic dress. Everything about it was gorgeous. I love the deep V. I love the high slit. That's kind of your signature. You work very well with that, and I adore it. The only itty bitty thing is the neck detail. Now, I bring this up because Jennifer Lopez is very curvaceous. She's not taller than 5'6". To wear this kind of dress, you have to have that long neck, and that would have been fabulous if you had that. This should not have been on you. It should have been a long material belt of the same dress, whipped with a bow in the back. That would have worked for you. Then your hair should have been pulled up, beautifully pulled up, braided and pinned in the back. That would have lengthened it from the back. It would have shown your back, and it would have been complete. You can wear this dress like this if it's editorial. If it is editorial for a magazine, for Vogue, and you're having that big, beautiful editorial piece and you're lying down on the grass or by the pool, this would work because that is what it is. But reality, red carpet, for you, Jennifer Lopez, that neck detail wasn't for you. Designers, stylists, pay attention to your clients. Know every inch about them when they're coming onto the red carpet. I gave Jennifer Lopez the best dress because she was the most powwow, she was the most dramatic, and I don't know anybody who wore a better dress than her and really gave me that sexy on the red carpet. She brings it all the time. Of all the red carpets that she has done, this fell a little bit short, but still looked gorgeous, and I loved the beautiful shoes that she wore, that kind of clear embellishment, diamond-y heel that she wore. Beautiful. Loved it. Glowing as always. Gorgeous. And that is it for the Grammys, my loves. I hope you enjoyed it. What am I wearing? I'm wearing Valentino. Yes, I just thought this would be nice. A little flounce here and there. Makeup tutorial is coming up for this look next week. And I hope to see you in a couple of days when I do the red carpet fashion police for the BAFTAs. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. More importantly, please give me all of your suggestions down below. Kiss, kiss. Stay fabulous, stay glamorous, and I'll see you in the next red carpet. Bye for now.
Suddenly, the world I used to know, I see it differently. You woke me from a dream.